people say, what do people in our culture say? We're illiterate people. The Quran was sent down upon illiterate individuals. There's only a few things inside the Quran. Ayat which talk about talaq, about mirah, about inheritance, about tijara, about jihad. They're difficult to understand. Rest of the Quran is talking about what? About taqwa, about salah, about purity, about good deeds, good words. Don't read the Quran. You're going to be gumrah. Isn't it? That's what they say. Don't read the Quran. You're going to be lost. Come to me. Come to me. I'll tell you what the Quran means. That's what they say, isn't it? So if you don't read the Quran, you don't study the Quran, you don't try to reflect over the Quran. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Why don't you ponder over the Quran? Is there chains in your heart? Shackles in your heart? What's preventing you from reading the Quran? So come to the Quran to read the Quran, the stories of the Quran, to learn how the Anbiya, they remain steadfast. Likewise we find, to give da'wah ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We find so many times, haram things going around us. People doing haram. Don't say anything. Don't mention anything. Let people do whatever they want to do. It doesn't concern us. What type of Islam is that? What type of Islam is that? وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ لِلْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. There rise amongst you people who order the good and forbid the evil. What's happened to us Muslims today? We see evil, leave it alone. Doesn't concern me. Nothing to do with me. So one needs to be ordering the good and forbidding the evil. Likewise, الدعاء إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. To remain steadfast for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to change your deen, wash away your deen. How many Muslims they come? All these people that we're talking about, who are the biggest problem at times towards the Muslims? We're not worried so much about non-Muslims. They're non-Muslims. They have their perception of Islam. We have more problems by these so-called Muslims, or these type of Muslims, who are going around saying these Muslims they're the bad Muslims. They're the bad Muslims. Our dua is to remain steadfast upon the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what a Muslim should be doing. Never going right, never going left. Don't go towards modernism, all these new interpretations. Try to remain to the best of your ability in adopting the Quran and the Sunnah. And in conclusion, we find that a person who tries their utmost and their best, that individual will return back to be with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And thus you find that Kawthar, that fountain of paradise, whoever drinks from that fountain of paradise will never become thirsty again. Thus you find the hadith of Bukhari, if not mistaken, that some people will come to drink. And Jibreel, or one of the angels, will stop them. The Prophet Muhammad said, Ummati, Ummati, they're my nation, let them come and drink. You know what the angel will say? Ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you don't know what these people done after you. You don't know. You don't know the innovations that they done after you. You know what the Prophet Muhammad will say? He's not going to say at that stage, the verse inside the Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I sent you as a mercy to the world, because that's in this dunya. He's not going to say, quoting the verse in the Quran, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. I'm a warner and give you glad tidings. Most of mankind don't know. He's not going to say that at that stage. You know what he's going to say? Suhqan, suhqan. Off, away you go. Finish. Full stop. So you dream about being with the Prophet Muhammad in this dunya, because whoever sees him inside a dream, man ra'ani fil manam faqad ra'ani. Whoever sees me in a dream has indeed seen me. As the ulama mentioned, how are you going to see the Prophet Muhammad inside your dream if you don't adopt his sunnah? You don't know his sunnah. Mush ma'qool. It's not possible that you don't live a life of the sunnah, that anyone, kullu man habba wa dabba, does ma'asi, disobedience, does this, does that. He just sees any image and says, I saw the Prophet Muhammad. That's enough. Like now in Pakistan, a person walked around in someone's house, now they boarded it up. Isn't it? That's what we're trying to say. He walked in our home. Look at this. Look at this belief that we have. He came into a house, so there must be barakah. Now we're going to cover it up, show it to people. Even all of this, the bed stand of the Prophet Muhammad in various museums, various places. And look what they do. They bring the blessed hair strand, they put it there, and they all start doing dhikr. It starts moving. They, subhanallah, even the bed, dari ka baad bhi zikr kar rahe. basic physics. If you would start blowing now, obviously this is going to start moving, isn't it? Isn't it? If there's 2,000 people blowing, automatically it's going to, that slight weight of that hair is going to move slightly, isn't it? But look at them. Subhanallah. Ye bhi zikr kar rahe. That shows our mental state, isn't it? It shows our mental state. We're mental people. That's what we are. It shows our mental state. That, we claim to be living in the 21st century, that, we got houses, we got palaces, we got this, but this mind is still there. Back somewhere in the village. Back in the grave somewhere. Isn't it? It's still there. One day I want to sit down and record and write a book about it. You think I'm joking, all they look and correct me. Where is it? Kota Darbar, is it somewhere? Isn't it? It's there, isn't it? It's in the slide. People think we're exaggerating. These are things. I lived there many years. I saw different things. Person traveling with his donkey. Donkey dies. He starts crying. People come around him. They go, "Kya hua yaar? Dost mera mar gaya." But I had dost yaar. He used to help me, used to take me there, used to do this for me. So they start crying as well. They join as well. Then they all go away. Some days later, somebody comes and makes a mazar there. They ask, whose mazar is this? They go, don't you know? Ye to bada acha aadmi tha. Logo ki madad karta. Unka samaan uthata tha. He used to do good things. So that man who remembers, "Arey khote ho, this is where my khota tha." And he made a mazar out of it. Now that may sound funny. I saw with my own eyes. Nanga Baba. Nanga Baba used to walk with just his underpants on. I saw this with my own eyes. So I used to joke around with the people and joke around with him as well. So when I left and I came back here for a short while, I flew back there. And I went past the same place, used to walk like great big mazar. And I said to them, to drive past, I said, "Oh, Nange Baba ki hai?" I said, "Tusi to confuse ho na." Saade koi aziz aaye, to wo kiri shandar mazar banaya. Same Nanga Baba I saw in my own eyes. Somebody came along, some bewakoof from here, went there and built a great big mazar to remember Nanga Baba. A waliya. Is that what it means to be wali of Allah? Is that what it means to be wali of Allah? Did a person go around eating in grass? Did he go around eating grass? Keeping long hair? Keeping himself dirty, filthy? Did a person ever do that in his life? These people, they're awliya of Allah, you don't understand, you don't know. Who says I don't know? I lived amongst them. Of course I know what they're up to. When it's Maghrib time, how namaz padhe nahi, mere khas jagah namaz padhi. There's your answer. Openly, you say, namaz padho, as well said, drakht se namaz padha. And masiti ati drakht se padhne namaz. You don't understand. What do you mean I don't understand? Rasul Pak read namaz in the masjid. Why are you going underneath a tree for? Why are you going underneath a tree for? Are you worshipping Allah or are you worshipping shaitan? Who are you worshipping? And these same beliefs exist today inside our society. 80% of our people believe in these things. Soon as something happens, go to so-and-so darbar, go and do this darbar, go and do this, go and do that, go and ask them, they'll help you. Flani de bed karo, do this, do that action. What is all of this? Have you ever thought, ke masjid aao, 5 waqt ki namaz padho, haram kam chhado? Have you thought that? But it's easy to go there, isn't it? And go and offer some sacrifice there, but to become a good Muslim becomes difficult. It becomes difficult for many of us. Because it's easy for us to tell someone else to do something and not do something ourselves. So my message in conclusion, if you want to remain upon steadfastness, to become better Muslims, a better society, you need to begin to do your own actions. Don't rely upon anybody else. If they're living, alhamdulillah, they can make dua, they can help you. But once people leave this dunya, that is it. They'll have their ajr, they have their reward. All those individuals inside those graves, we love them, we respect them, except for the quota. So all of them, we love all of them. They are righteous friends or awliya, they're righteous individuals. We believe in the good things that they've done. But the way that you want to approach them and carry on approaching them, this is where we're going to differ. And we want to try to rectify our people to come back according to the best approach of Quran and Sunnah. وَقُولُ قَوْلِ هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ لِي وَلَكُمْ وَلِجَمِيعِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ فَاسْتَغْفِرُوا